Hi, I'm Ms. Bev, and I'm a self-taught digital illustrator, and I use these two to create my digital illustrations. Do you have these two? If so, what do you use yours for? Well, did you know that it's used for more than just scrolling through social media, shopping, watching movies, playing games? Did you know that you can use it as a digital planner and calendar to organize your life, as well as to plan your next holiday gathering? You know, that holiday gathering that you've been wanting to host for the past couple years, but just been too afraid to do it only because you're afraid you're not organized enough. Well, look no further. I have created a holiday hostess planner guide that will help you plan your next holiday gathering. It will help you through each step from the beginning to the end, from when you plan on the date to the day of the big event. So stop fretting, stop stressing, and stop regretting not having that gathering at your place. Again, you can do it, and I can help you. This planner guide will give you the confidence you need to plan each step day by day. I know, it took me 10 years to put this guide together. I took notes throughout the years and stuffed them in my cookbooks, and then one year I thought, wouldn't it be nice to have just a simple guide in front of me to help me step by step. So with my digital illustration expertise and my knowledge of some computer stuff, I was able to create this guide, and I hope it helps you to plan your gathering for this holiday season and have a successful one for you to make many memories. So let me show you how it works. I'm excited. Come join me. To use my planner, you're going to need an iPad, an iPencil, and the Goodnotes app that you can find in the Apple Store. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. So here's the front page of my planner, and I'm going to go through each page with you real quick, and then I'll go back and explain what each page does. And it's only a few pages, friends. It's not a lot. First page is the planning itinerary 1 month before. The next page is the menu. And then the next page, 2 pages, are the menu item breakdown. And this is where you take each item that you're going to be in charge of making, and then you break it down as to what ingredients you need exactly. And then after that section is the checklist for the final week. It starts 1 week before until the day before. And then the last page is the day of the event, another checklist. And you just go through that checklist real easy, and then that's it, friends. And in the back I have the grocery list if you want to use it to write down everything that you need to go shopping for. This can be printed out on your printer, or you can just make your own scrap of paper grocery list. But this is here for you to use if you want to. So okay, let's go back to the beginning. Planning itinerary 1 month before. Here it asks for the type of event and the date. So let's say it's a holiday gathering. The date will be December the 3rd. Location, our house. And then this section below here is a list of everybody that you will be inviting. So you go ahead and write Judy's name down. Oh, let me change the color so you can see it. Judy, John. You got the gist of it, right? And so then once you have your list down, you go ahead and send out the invitations, and you do it the way you want to do it, whether it's through snail mail or through e-cards, whichever way. Just make sure that you send out the invitations. It says up here 1 month before. It could be maybe 3 weeks before, but not too much later, because you want to make sure that everybody tries to plan for it. And You get each RSVP. There's a checkbox before each name. You just check off their name that they RSVP'd. And down here at the bottom, it has estimated count. You can go ahead and maybe put like maybe 25 people. That way you'll kind of get an idea of how many people will be coming. I've also got a section here for rain date. If you want to go ahead and schedule that, you don't have to. That's optional. Let's go to the next page. Menu. What do you want to serve there? What kind of food do you want to have? Do you want to have a traditional meal or all just finger foods? It's up to you. Let's go ahead and say it's going to be a traditional. Let's say you're going to have turkey, dressing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, green bean casserole, corn casserole, rolls, cookies, brownies. So let's go ahead and say we're going to mark with a circle the things that you will be in charge of. So you'll be in charge of the turkey and the dressing and the green bean casserole and the brownies and the drinks. Okay, mashed potatoes, Sally can bring those, so put her name next to what she's bringing. And don't be afraid to ask. 9 times out of 10, most people will ask you, what would you like for me to bring? Well, look at your list and say, oh, Denise, can you bring the cranberry sauce? Put her name next to it. Corn casserole, assign that to, let's see, to John. John, you're bringing the corn casserole. Judy is very famous for making the most delicious rolls that you've ever had in your whole life. So we'll give those to her. And cookies can be brought by anybody else, so on and so forth. So everything that is circled, you are in charge of. So on the next page, this is where you write down what you're in charge of and all the ingredients. So I'm in charge of the turkey. So what do I need to make a roasted turkey? Butter, herbs. Well, let's put the dressing there. And do you stuff it with slices of orange? If you don't put the dressing in, do you put like garlic in it with slices of orange and herbs? Let's say you want the herbs, which is what? Rosemary, sage, thyme, and of course salt and pepper. You're going to be using your rack with pan. You need foil to cover it. Okay, you need all this to do the turkey. For the dressing, you will need broth, onions, gizzards. So what else are you in charge of? The green bean casserole. What do you need? 4 cans of green beans, 2 cans of cream of mushroom, 1 large can of French fried onions, and 1 can of canned milk. So, okay, let's say we've put everything down that we're in charge of, and we've broken it down to what exactly we need to make that dish. What you do now, take this to your pantry, and then we go through every item and say turkey. You look in your pantry or your refrigerator, you don't have a turkey, let's leave that on. We need butter. I've got plenty of butter, so I don't need to buy butter. Herbs, I do need herbs, so we'll leave that like that. And the dressing, we'll go to that in just a sec. Orange, I do need an orange. Garlic, I have plenty of garlic, so I don't need that. Rosemary, I do need that. Sage and thyme, I don't need thyme because I've got that. And I'm thinking of fresh herbs. Salt and pepper, I don't need that. I've got plenty. And let's say, for instance, if you have something in your pantry that's over a year old or maybe even 6 months old, I would highly advise you to pitch it out and get fresh. Buy it fresh. Again, because it gets stale over the months and you don't want stale ingredients in your dishes. Rack with pan, if you have that in your kitchen, then go ahead and cross it out. I have a pan that has a rack with it. Foil, I've got foil. Now let's go to the dressing. I've got broth, onions, and the gizzards. I don't have gizzards because they come from the turkey. Green bean casserole, 4 cans of green beans. Believe it or not, I have that. 2 cans of cream of mushroom, so I'm gonna mark those off. 1 can of French fried onions. I don't have that, and a can of canned milk. I do have that. Only need with the green bean casserole, the French fried onions. Now what we do, everything that's not marked off, herbs, dressing, orange, rosemary, sage, gizzards, French fried onions, what do? I put it in my grocery list. So here's my grocery list. I need turkey, dressing, orange, herbs, which is rosemary, thyme, sage. The neat thing about having this in a digital format is you can go back and erase it. Just go ahead and write it in correctly. Turkey, dressing, herbs, rosemary, sage, gizzards, and French fried onions. Brownies, soda, and tea. So I didn't write down what I needed for the brownies, but you get the gist of it. Everything else goes on the shopping list. And then what do? You take the shopping list with you to the grocery store and you buy everything that's on it. Make sure you buy everything that's on it because you need it all to make everything that you're going to be in charge of for the party. The last 2 pages are checklists. The first page is final week, and you start a week before and it goes all the way down to the day before the event. And then the last page checklist is the day of the event, and it starts with the morning and it goes throughout the day until it's 10 minutes before the event. And you just go through all the checklists and check off as you go, and you should have a successful event, and you should be able to pat yourself on the back for doing such a great job. Well, that wraps it up. How was it? That's pretty simple, isn't it? Sounds pretty easy. I hope you get a chance, an opportunity to get my planner, and I'll leave a link below to where you can get it in my Etsy shop. So if you have any questions, if you have any issues or problems, by all means, please get in touch with me. I'll be glad to answer your questions. I'll be glad to help in any way I can. So have a great weekend. If I don't see you again, y'all have a very Merry Christmas and have a very blessed New Year. You take care. God bless.